this is like fun with other, running friends. So I'm like, I'm going to do it because I knew it would put me in a good mood. You are my BRF.
What's happening, Erika?
There for your victory lap.
Yeah.
Whoa!
I just, how did that happen?
How did you do that?
And all of a sudden I go to zip it up and I'm like, why is the zipper in the front right now? 0 out of 10 on the recommendation scale.
I am literally crying from laughter and from so much like love. Oh my God.
It's like I fought for your cornhole.
And he just smashed Arnie like that and said, you stay out of this, Arnie. And I thought,
I don't run to stay sober. I get to run because I am.
And there she was, a halo over her head.
No, it's not freaking true. Okay.
And he steps to the side and just gestures. Here's the tinkle pot.
I don't need to tinkle.
What's up, everybody? And welcome to episode 188 of the On the Runs podcast. It's October and summer doesn't want to end, baby. It's been a couple of weeks since I last saw Six Star, and in that time, she PR'd a 100-miler. She quit the podcast. Get your popcorn ready for that conversation. And now she's back on the podcast, and this week she's off to the Chicago Marathon after just reaching her goal of $5,000. Needless to say, I'm wicked excited to have my kick-ass rockstar co-host back, Six Star Erika. What's up?
I'm back, y'all. What's going on? I'm not mad at you anymore.
Oh, you have no reason to be. I did nothing wrong. And
we were having some beef, y'all.
We can get to that conversation in the outro. I did nothing wrong. I'm going to hold my ground. I hope you're ready for that battle when we get to it.
But them fighting words.
Couple things. Couple huge kudos is to you. First, a PR in the 100-miler, and then $5,000 for your Chicago Marathon fundraising. Way to go!
Thank you. I can't even take credit for that. Everyone out there who has donated to my fundraiser for the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, I thank you for helping me hit this massive goal. It is incredible. So all of that money's doing some good.
For the conversation later, I thought like, oh, do we put up a poll? Who's right? Who's wrong? And I was like, no, even if I'm right, they're going to vote you. And it's evidence in the fundraising. Everyone gave their money to you. And it made you $5,000, and I granted, you probably tried harder.
You didn't post anything.
I did. I absolutely did. But anyways, I didn't do anything. Well, I did do the huge. Needless to say, everybody loves you. Everybody's happy you're back. They're going to be upset next week because you're going to be gone again. We'll get to that all in the outro. But 100-miler, holy cow! A PR, not even by a minute. By 90 minutes and some change. Holy schnauzers.
Yup. Everything clicked last weekend. Oh my God, I did this last weekend. That was pretty insane. And if you think about it, so that hour and a half PR was from my Washington 100-miler. The one that I did, my very first one in Virginia, that was like a 3-hour PR. Granted, it was a different course because it was like, this one got kind of truncated.
Was it still Creeper Trail?
It's still the Creeper Trail, but we couldn't do the entire thing because Hurricane Helene came in last year and destroyed a lot of tressels. So it was just a lot of out and backs.
Oh, it destroyed the bridges.
Yeah, so we couldn't go. We did three laps of from Abingdon to Damascus, back and forth. And instead of going White Top to Abingdon to White Top to Abingdon. So it was a little different course, but still 3 hours faster than the last time I did it at that course.
Well, you went for redemption. That's what you said. You had to go for redemption. Now, was the redemption from your first 100-miler there in Virginia, or was it because of last year with Hurricane Helene?
A little of both. I mean, that first year I did it, I hated the experience. I was miserable. My feet hurt. They were like swollen and itchy and like blistered. And I fell down in the first 13 miles of a 100-miler. That was pretty miserable. And this year just went so much better. I didn't fall at all. That's a win in itself.
It's amazing because like you're You're not like speedy, super fast. You just go out there. But so many people struggle to even complete these 100-milers multiple times. Jason was there. He DNF'd again. It was like his 5th DNF of the Yeti 100. We love you, Jason, but it's your 5th. You just somehow figure it out, whether it's last minute or you just keep chugging. Charlotte, I know, was there. I think she DNF'd. So it's no joke. And you're a little bit like me. You're like, I'm coming all the way here. I'm not going to leave without a buckle, and I'm not going to leave without a medal. It's like, I'm going to complete the race.
Yeah. Have some fire motivating my ass,
Right.
It was quite the weekend for weather, though. It was so hot and humid the entire time, and I feel like that took a lot of people out. And you guys know me. I love running in the heat. I would rather run in the heat of the day with the humidity like high as hell. So this was kind of my jam. I mean, there were some dark moments where I just couldn't eat enough, and I just took an hour to change and eat food, and I was ready to go for another lap. So it just takes a little extra time to stop, do a reset, and get your mindset back where it needs to be. So that's all I had to do.
You didn't really have a real crew because the people you were with were all running too. So maybe I know from pictures I saw, which there's very few, and no one knows you were there because there was no social media content.
I'll get there.
It's well past that time.
I posted my anchor down stuff
there?
like 2 weeks later.
Who was there? You know, did you run into them a lot on the course, or were you just kind of like on your own? Like you really don't need a crew for some of these. And then sometimes it's nice to have, but I don't think you'd need it. You still PR.
Yeah. So I did go into this without a crew. We were staying down there. I was with Charlotte, who I hope you listened to her episode. It was totally awesome. And she delivered with her costume. I can only half describe it, but she was the creepy Pepsi machine baby. So you guys got to Google that.
I was wondering, okay, I've never heard of that before in my life. So I was like, had no clue. I thought she was maybe like, Clark's Trading Post in New Hampshire has the werewolf man. I thought like it was like some Virginia version of that, like the guy from Deliverance.
Honestly, it's Yeti Trail Runner lore at this point. Like it's a whole thing. But she had her awesome costume, so she was there. Our good friend Brian came back. Pat Early, he is one of the co-race directors for the Devil Dogs Ultra with Wes. We had Wes on, so he was running with us. And then one of Charlotte's friend, Christelle.
What was his last name?
Early. Pat Early.
I heard his dad came early.
Oh, good. Okay. I don't have to. But
I have a friend, Josh Early, who said that all the time about his dad.
Oh, that's weird. That's really weird. But yeah, so it was the 5 of us out there, and I like to joke about this with Brian because when we had to kind of readjust our plans last year, we went to North Carolina and did a race. I was running with him, and he had his own pacing schedule, and I was just trying to like keep up with him. So I called myself his barnacle. Like I was just like hanging on. I was just hanging on to him, and then he would do his thing. And if I couldn't keep up, that was it. So this year I was Brian's barnacle once again, and he paced me through 60 miles basically. So that set me up super well for getting my PR this year. Yes. But since there were so many out and backs, you saw people constantly. So I was never truly alone. But for the last 40 miles, I was running alone for the most part.
You know what's hard about an out and back, and also hard like with many, or a loop course, is you just know like there's so many times you're like, I can stop right now. I've been doing my long runs on the Londonderry Rail Trail. I've been parking right in the middle of the parking ride, just leaving my fuel, my water, my truck, and I'm like 9 miles in. I could stop 11 miles. I could stop right now. 15. What? I got 3 more. What's the point? Like, I got it. And then I just, kudos to me. I'm going to pat myself on the back. I got my mileage every time. I got the 20 coming up.
Good job. Good job.
But that's hard mentally. Like you keep going by your car, or you keep going by the spot where you can turn around, or where you can essentially quit, and you didn't quit.
Well, this one was a little different on account of each out and back was 32. Actually, the first one was 34 miles, and then you had 32 miles to go. So you really couldn't drop out unless you wanted somebody to come pick you up somewhere. There was no good place to do it.
It's like so easy to do it at 64 when you're back at that spot.
I mean, that was 68.
69, call it that.
It kind of worked out though. I I knew that once I set out for that last lap, I was going to finish. So once I just had to finish lap 2, just finish lap 2. That was the only thing that was going through my head. Lap 3, I didn't even worry about. And I was in such good spirits once I finally made it out for that lap. The way my brain works, I was trying to figure out like cutoffs. They gave you certain cutoffs. Like you had to leave for your last lap by 2 a.m. I left by 11:30. I was like, I'm already 3 hours ahead of schedule. Like like I was very happy knowing I had extra time. I had like 14 hours to do one lap. So my brain just was in a good mood because I knew I wasn't really chasing cutoffs.
There you go.
Hell
Super
yeah.
cool. Did you go in the basement?
We did not go in the basement. Dude, we wanted to. I know, he's shaking his head. Yeah, I don't even have an excuse. We just didn't. We were so exhausted. It just didn't happen.
You had the chance before when I was on the phone with you. The basement was right there. Oh.
Yeah, but then Charlotte was going to bed soon because you called me like right at the.
You could have gone alone with nobody.
That was not going to be part of the fun. Yeah, we actually did talk about it, how I was going to do it like MTV Crib style. Be like, oh guys, check out this. And I would have the phone and like get all the creepy bits of the basement. And then I'd flip the phone at me and I would have Charlotte in the background just standing there in her creepy baby costume. So honestly, when we go back again, we can always do something.
So you're going back?
Eventually. I think we're all going to, I think it's like cursed now to go on even years. So we'll go back for an odd year.
Okay. What's Jason think about that? Like, is he going to be upset? Or are you going to go to Washington again? Like, could you always do a Jason Green race?
I would love to keep doing these Yeti races. I met so many amazing people. Like, you guys will, when I eventually post pictures, you will see the wonderful glitter beard himself. Guys.
It's going to be weeks after. That's going to be after Ghost Train.
You know what? People will still check about. And if they don't, I don't really care because it's for me. But the glitter beard himself, Jerry and Rich, was there. And he is just so much fun. He's like the MC DJ for this whole party at like the main aid station. And he just made it so much fun. We were joking about, I was trying to change and I had on one of those changing like towels. And he's like, it's okay to get naked. And then he's like, oh, somebody's got to break out a stripper pole. And I was like, poles? And I pulled out my hiking poles and he's like, yeah. So he came over, grabbed one and starts like dancing with it, riding it like a pony. It's a lot funnier than it sounds. But when I wound up finishing the race, like there's pictures of me and him doing that like
yeah, I thought it was like Happy Gilmore. You know how he has every job, and every job he's doing that, you know?
Yep. I mean, it kind of is, but
or just riding the horse around the green.
He raised my spirit so much because I was in the dark place at mile 68 and just some little jokes here and there 69. From him. Whatever. But they brought me back to life and I was in a good mood. So big props to Jerry. And I even did fireball shots out there. I probably shouldn't have, but I did. So all in all, had a wonderful time out in Yeti.
And there's a Stoolie sticker on a Pepsi machine.
Yes, the famous Yeti Pepsi machine that gives out Fireball. I actually got to sign the inside of it too. I didn't know that was a thing. But yep, Stoolie lives right on the side. And he lives on the Stoolie in the Wild page on Instagram.
Love it.
Yes.
Absolutely love it.
So I did
Congratulations.
Something out there. Thank you, dude.
Now on to number 2.
Yes.
You reached your goal, which wasn't your original goal, but you surpassed $5,000 for the Chicago Marathon. Let's talk about that. Wow.
That was cool. more than I could ever imagine raising. I'm just so happy and thankful for all of you out there who helped me get to that goal. I mean, I only had to raise $2,000, but you guys went above and beyond, honestly. Like yourself included, Mr. Stoolie. I'm looking at you. And just thank you from the bottom of my heart. I don't know what else to say. You guys are great.
Congratulations. $5,000 for the American Association for Suicide Awareness, something along those lines.
American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. Close enough.
That's it.
Yes. You guys are great.
Yeah. That's awesome. Well, you know, I think connected from something I've talked about all the time. It has actual meaning to you.
It does.
Versus eye and ear, which nothing against eye and ear, but it's like, I'm running for eye and ear. Oh, do you have eyesight? Are you blind? No. But it's like me with Team Force. I'm running for Team Force. I have no connection to that. I was lucky to get an email and an invite to join the team, and I had 24 hours to make a decision. And I was like, I'll just pay it myself. This is fine. If anyone gives me anything, great. But I had no, I can't be like, runs in the family that deep. I know my grandfather had leukemia, and I know my mom would correct me if everyone in the family probably had cancer, but just I never really felt like it's affected me like it's affected so many people we've met through this podcast. And speaking of that, it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Get to that in a second. But you have such a meaningful connection to this because of your brother, Nick.
Yes. And if anything, I hope this money goes towards getting people help that they need. Just hoping to obviously prevent the extreme. So
I also feel like you're so much more comfortable today talking about this than you were even before the podcast. Because I didn't know about your brother, Nick, for the longest time until maybe a year before we started this. And then we had a couple conversations around a few things that were off limits, right? And you're like, let's just not bring it up. If it comes up, it comes up.
It
took
such
150 something episodes, but it worked for you because of this.
It's such a hard thing to bring up because it's hard. Like it's dealing with loss and it's never an easy thing to talk about.
It doesn't naturally come up in conversation either.
No, and I don't want
on this
people
podcast
to feel bad for me,
right.
But it happened, and I feel for everyone who's been affected by it, and it's just it is a tough subject. So it's how do you bring that up in a normal conversation? It doesn't flow.
You don't.
Yeah, but I will be honest about it. If anybody ever wants to talk about it, I am an open book.
Right. Well, I'm proud of you. Great job. You're going to have a blast in Chicago. And then you're doing another ultra like a week later. Like you're just crazy, insane. So Yeti, Chicago, Ghost Train. And what's the goal for Ghost Train?
This is pretty much the end of my season. I am.
The marathon is really just kind of like a little like keeping some miles in your legs between ultras. That's what it is.
Because as if I don't have enough miles on my legs already. But hey, I did
just
this
icing
before.
On the cake.
Yeah, I mean, I did the exact same thing before I went to Yeti the first year in 2023. I ran Clarence DeMar the weekend before and then ran the 100. I can't really say I ran that 100, but I feel like I'm in a better spot to do another one. We'll see. But yeah, I'm just talking to some friends today, and I'm trying to lock in some pacers who want to just come hang out. And if anybody wants to hang out anyways, it's such a party over at Camp Tevia in Brookline. So that's where the base camp
you to come
is.
Hang out at one of my races.
Well, when are you doing one that I'm not doing?
I don't know. I'll figure it out. But I'm doing New York City. I don't know if you knew that.
I did know that, and you're running with your sister.
You can come
Hannah.
and cheer me on. You've never come to a race that you weren't running in that I was. So
can we make it where it's drivable and where I don't have to spend $500 a night on a hotel room?
Not a bad drive. It's about 4 hours.
Yes, but I don't want to spend $500.
It's the same as Anchor Down without traffic.
Well, we'll see.
I'm just
but hey, you are running with your sister, who is going to be excellent company because you are running the whole thing with her, right? You decided
I think that's the plan. I think that's the plan.
You guys are going to have so much fun.
She missed her 20 miler this weekend because she got norovirus. She podcasted last week. You know how Michael Jackson? You know how Michael Jordan had his flu game last week? Hannah's debut on the podcast was her flu game.
Oh my God. Well, she did
brought
amazing.
The energy, and you wouldn't have known.
No, I had no idea just listening to it. But yeah, you're going to be great. You're going to have, I heard your brother's flying in for this. Yeah, your brother's going to be there.
Yeah. Well, again, another person flying in for Hannah, not for me.
How can they fly in just for her and not for you too? Come on. I'm excited for you guys.
You must have listened to last week's podcast after you got pissed off. He didn't fly in for my races in the past, but now he's all of a sudden flying in for hers.
I did hear the argument that you're like, well, if you went to Mount Tremblant, you would have seen me like 12, 13 something time.
Yeah.
You kind of destroyed that argument.
I'm going to destroy one in a little bit on the outro. But before we get to the outro, we need to get to our amazing guest today because it's October, and October is what, Erika?
Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
So it's our 4th year doing this, and we need to kind of remember how we started this. So last week you heard the best of on Thursday, and we just need to like shout out. This was someone I work with when I started the podcast. She's like, her name is Barbara. I called her Babs. Only her best friends call her Babs. And then when I started calling her that, she's like, "Aw." So Babs is like, you need to meet my friend Nikki Bacon. And Nikki had breast cancer, and she started training for the Hartford Marathon, made a ton of money for this amazing charity in New England, and was highlighted on all their pictures and stuff. It was super cool. And we decided, let's talk to a few people. So that year, we had Nikki Bacon, Jackie Hellier. We did the 5K for Jay episode, and we had Angela Pohl, who was just amazing. Angela Pohl just killed it. And then that like sparked so much interest from Chicago. That's actually how we met Patrick and so many of the NERC runners.
That's right. Oh, I love going back and reliving the history.
Yeah. And then the next year it was Jay, Sherry, Christina Lewis. And then last year was insane. It was 5 people. It was like we had to fill every Tuesday, which we're not doing this year. But last year it was Stephanie and Aaron and Lindsay, Candace, and then Christina Cugaluto.
And just love her last name.
I do. I really do. What I love about most of these people is we've kept a connection with them throughout those 4 years. Like Christina and I still chat. You know, Candace for years. We knew Candace before she had breast cancer. Stephanie is still doing her thing. She's running New York. Angela Pohl all the time. Jay Duncan and I like having beers at NASCAR a couple weeks ago.
I'm so jealous. But hey, Jay is going to do a lap at Ghost Train with me. So I'm pumped for that.
Yeah, maybe she'll get content. But
it's everybody else's job. Let's see what happens.
But this year, if you remember, back in April, we had the fundraising episodes and we met Anne Keane. And Anne just all of a sudden goes, well, I'm running for Dana-Farber because I have stage 4 cancer. And we were like,
what?
Well, we didn't know this because those are quick episodes. Tell us who you're running for, how you're running, how training's going. Boom, boom, bada bing, bada boom, go. We were like, we need to have you back. And so Anne Keane is going to be our featured breast cancer awareness runner of the month. What does that mean? Yes, we're only having one this month. It's not the only episode for this reason, but Anne is our only guest. She is our premiere, our exclusive, the one and only, because it's a busy month. Chicago, New York, the Marines Marathon, and next week it will be centered around a little bit of Aaron. So that'll be a lot of fun. But Anne Keane is freaking amazing and just, again, blew us out of the park with some surprises on this episode, right?
Yeah, we loved her so much when we talked to her back around Boston Weeks that we just had to get her back to learn more about her and just hear about what's going on.
Yeah, she was incredible, guys. Enjoy this. You're going to learn a lot about water polo, by the way. It's
so random, but I love it.
Yeah, it was awesome. So, guys, enjoy Anne Keane on the On the Runs podcast, and we'll see you on the other side. Our next guest on the pod is a friend we made earlier in the year during our Boston Weeks fundraiser series. During that recording, she dropped a bomb on us and shared that she currently has stage 4 breast cancer, and she's still kicking cancer's ass every day. Her daughter's an amazing hockey player, and we're wicked excited to have her back on the pod. Anne Keane, welcome back to the On the Runs podcast. What's up, Anne?
Hello, I'm doing well. I am awake. I thought I needed a second coffee. I did not with that alarm. Bringing me back to college days.
I can't get over when he does that. It makes my day. Yep, no coffee needed.
I love it.
But Anne, how have you been? It's been a while.
Yeah. I'm doing well. I really can't complain. I had a really good summer. You know, we went to I went to Ireland, so that was a lot of fun. Went to the beach a lot, so that was great. And I've been slugging the miles out in the heat. So ready for the fall weather to really properly hit us.
I'm ready too. So yeah, we were wondering, since the last time we talked to you, it was back in February or February or March. We were talking to you about fundraising for Boston. So it's kind of nice to get a chance to catch up and see what you've been up to and see what you're training for now these days, if you're looking forward to that excellent fall weather.
Yeah, I am on the heels of the Chicago Marathon, which is less than a month away right now at this point. So I'm stoked. I'm ready to go, feeling good, knock on wood. So excited.
The two of you are going to be there together.
I'm going to be there.
Oh, right on.
We got to meet up at some
Okay.
point.
Yes. Yes.
Definitely going to organize something because there's going to be so many. Yes, there's going to be so many pod fam out there. So I'd love to touch base with everybody. So we'll talk later.
Awesome.
We'll try to figure something out.
Jealous.
But I'm so excited you're going to be there.
Cool.
I'm wicked jealous. I would love to be there. I'll be in New York, but I'm pumped up because I think we'll get to Chicago and all the other worlds because you're doing some fun things. But and when we had you on last time, it was like a quick 20-minute get to know you. You're pumping the tires.
Yeah.
We're trying to pump the tires for the Boston Marathon. But let's dive a little deeper here. Let's get to know you better. You're from just south of Boston, but is that really where you're from? Give us a little bit of the Anne bio here.
Oh, that's a good thing. Yeah. So I have lived in Massachusetts since 98. So it's been a long time, but I really say that I'm like from Michigan. So grew up in Kalamazoo and lived a bunch of places in the Midwest. So yeah, but I've been out here, met my husband in college, and we have a daughter now, and we live on the South Shore. Yeah.
That's exciting. I was just in Kalamazoo this past spring. I did the Kalamazoo
Anytime
Marathon.
I bring it up, people like there's some like connection. It is the weirdest thing. Anytime I mention that, it's like, oh, my aunt lives there, or oh, blah, blah, like.
Out of all places,
how was
I
the
go
marathon?
To Michigan.
It
was actually really great. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
I did the back-to-back marathon. I went to I did the Wisconsin Marathon, and then the next day we drove over and did Kalamazoo, and that was the Earn Your Mittens Challenge for the Mitten State. So it's a lot of fun.
All right.
I liked
I hear
it there.
that's a tough combo, though. I hear that's a really hard combo.
It was a challenge. I mean, doing anything back to back like that, I'm sure it would have given me a run for my money. But Kalamazoo had some hills in there, and I was just trying to stay afloat and keep going. And I think I did pretty well. I did like a 4.5, so not mad at that.
Oh, nice! Right on.
Not a big deal.
But I like the area. It was very nice.
So what happened first for you, Anne? Was it college, your husband? Was it Massachusetts? Where did you go to school where you met your husband?
So I went to UMass for my undergrad, and I joke that I met my husband in a Speedo because both of us were swimmers in college. So that's how I met him. So yeah, and then it just kind of stuck because growing up in Kalamazoo, like, was such a small town, like such a small town. There was kids that even like shucked corn before they went to school. So like that's how small it was. So going to UMass, which is it's like rural town in its own, was like, oh my gosh, there's so many people here. There's so many things to do, and you're close to other cities, and so yeah, I felt like once I met my husband and kind of ended up working in Boston after I graduated, I was like, I can't go back. And also my parents actually moved to Chicago, or just outside of Chicago, when I went to college. So going home wasn't really even going home, So yeah,
I get that. What made you come to Massachusetts then?
So I swam and played water polo in college, and when I hate being that person, but like when I was in school, you played water polo either in California, because that's where all the teams were, or you went to UMass, and that was the division of like where you would go play. Now it's like all across the country. There's many schools that have water polo, but yeah, UMass had a great water polo team at the time, and so that was a driver. Also swam, and then I went to school for exercise science. I'm sure my parents would love to hear the hierarchy flipped a little bit, but that's how it ended up at UMass.
Do you remember? I don't know if I'm aging myself or whatever here, but do you remember the OC?
I love that show. Obsessed.
Oh yes, the show. Yes, yeah.
Yes, I remember watching it, and water polo being like the big thing in that high school. Like, oh, the water polo team, the men's water polo team. And I'm like, what the heck is water polo? And it makes sense. That's from like Southern California, preppy schools, got to play on the water polo team. I was like, this is a thing?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Oh, it was a huge thing. Yeah, like I swam like in the in the fall and winter. And then in the spring, we would go play polo, and we'd go and play those teams in California. So like spring break, I'd go to like Southern California or Northern California and play the teams there and be like, why am I going to school in Massachusetts? Like, like I could be playing outside on the beach, you know?
Right.
But yeah, it was amazing. So
that is such a cool sport. It's not one, I mean, even just living in New Hampshire, which is like I'm 45 minutes from Boston. We don't have that here.
Yeah.
Like none of our schools have pools, or at least mine didn't. I went to a smaller school. It's not very common, at least a little north.
In Michigan, was it a thing, or just happened to be like there was a water polo club, your parents got you involved, and it was like the random thing? It's like, oh, it's the water polo girl.
No, this is such a random story. So when I was swimming, we would have like random practices. We would get to like play water polo. And so my high school didn't have it. So my freshman year, I was begging my swim coach to start a team. And so my sophomore year, we started the team. And my senior year, we like got third at states, and it was like a whole thing. So, and now there's like multiple teams in the Kalamazoo area. So it's like crazy because it's grown so much over the years. So, and it's like awesome to see so many women playing it.
Do you tread water the whole time, or is this like shallow water? Like now all I'm thinking is I quickly Googled it, and now I'm getting an image of Ben Stiller from Meet the Parents. Like they're playing water polo, and he spikes the ball and it hits him in the nose.
That's not water polo. That's like they're like playing like volleyball in water. You've got some bad Googling, Eric. I don't know.
We need a whole episode on water polo.
So you know what it's like, because you talked about hockey.
It's like hockey. Olympics.
It's exactly set up like hockey, in that there's like 6 players. There's a goalie. The whole goal is to get the ball into the net, and you tread water the entire time.
How long is a game? Like how long are you treading water for? Are you doing line changes? Are you body checking out there? What do you?
You aren't doing line. You aren't really doing line changes. It's not that long. Like I think the periods, I can't remember. I think they're like 7 minutes long or something like that. But it's extremely physical. Yes, but like when you learn how to tread water, it's like riding a bicycle. It's not hard. What's hard is the physical, like, you know, throwing the ball, because you actually, in order to get a proper shot, you actually have to come like waist deep out of the water. So that's the hard part, is like, and then you're throwing kind of similar to how a baseball player throws. When you come, you're coming straight over, and you know how a baseball player, their legs come up. It's the same thing. That's how much force you're bringing across.
Wow. This is fascinating.
This is amazing.
Yeah.
So, all right.
It's really intense.
Right, so you're playing against teams. You got 7-minute periods, no line changes. So you're treading water for 14, 21 minutes at a minimum.
Well, there's breaks. There's breaks, right?
What about the goalie? How big is the net?
It's just outside some, like their
Olympic
wingspan
for you.
You watch a video of it. It's like just outside of their wingspan, if you would say, kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Insane. This is so cool.
Yeah.
You're just full of surprises, Anne. Every time you're on the podcast, you're like, oh, I'm running the Boston Marathon and I have cancer. What? Oh, I'm a runner. I run marathons. By the way, I'm also like an elite collegiate water polo player who treads water for a living, or at least at one point.
Not anymore, Eric. Now I just do the running. Like, don't catch me in a pool.
You don't get in the pool at all. Your kids don't play. It's like just part of your past. Oh, it's so cool though.
Yeah. Well, there's actually a team that's like near in the town over from us that they play over the summer. So I'd love to get Ruby involved, but she's like, you know, like, are my friends going to play? And I'm like, no, but mom wants you to do this. I think if she tried it, she'd like it.
Ruby's going to be amazing at whatever she does. She's an awesome hockey player. She plays water polo. Someday she'll be amazing. That's so cool, Anne. Unreal.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
So it makes me kind of wonder how you transitioned from water polo into running in your adult life. Did you do that at all in school, or was this really just like a later in life thing?
I laugh because so with swimming and water polo, the seasons actually overlap slightly. So there was periods of time where I would be in the pool for like 6 hours. And when swim season ended, the team actually went out and did runs. Like that was cross training, rowing was cross training, lifting was all, like all these different cross trainings. And I was like, I am definitely not running. Like hard no. I hated it because my entire life I was in a pool. I always swam. I always played water polo. Like I never did anything on land. So, I avoided it like wholeheartedly. But then, the realities of when you graduate, you don't have access to a pool or it's much harder to get into a pool. You start to explore other things. And then when you're crunched for time, you're working and whatnot, you're like, oh, I'll just go out the door and run 3 miles or something like that.
Same.
So, yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's how a lot of us get involved with running is just like, okay, it's something I can do, throw in some shoes and I can get out the door.
Exactly.
No pool membership, no gym membership necessary.
Right.
And then I just think that's why it's such a cool community because it's a bigger community than your local water polo community, probably. So
I imagine.
This is true. Yeah, it's easier to do with
there
friends.
is one in the greater New England area. But it's super cool.
There definitely is.
So if that was you with running, where you're like, I'll never run, but at some point you just had to get out the door and that was the thing available to you, what came first then, running or kids?
Running came first before kids. Yeah. But it was just that thing of like trying to stay fit and whatnot. At the time, so I graduated with that exercise science degree. I started working for the Boston Sports Club, became a personal trainer and ran some gyms and stuff like that. And so obviously was there. I did cycling and other things. I actually trained triathletes and staying fit, just general. But like it was never anything like I did try, like I said, I did do triathlons. I trained triathletes, but it was like just kind of like fun stuff, like when, before you have kids and you have tons of time and you're like, yeah, I'll do that, whatever, sure. It was always for fun. It was never for like, oh, I'm trying to beat this time or whatever. It was always just for fun. So, but still really light.
When did you have Ruby? How old is she?
Ruby is 10. I had her in 2015. She is a New Year's baby.
Oh, awesome. I actually have one of those in my family too.
So our daughters are about a full year apart in age. My daughter's 9. She's super active in cheerleading, dance, theater. Your daughter is maybe a little tougher than mine because she's a hockey player, and I absolutely love that.
Future water polo player.
Right.
Fingers
yeah,
crossed.
well, maybe. But I think it was around the time you were trying to have a second baby, you were trying to get back in shape, and you got the news of breast cancer. Was at this time in your life, were you taking running seriously like you are today? And I'm not saying you're a serious runner, but like you're running marathons and you're raising thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars. Where were you at this point in your life when your daughter was born to that time when you got breast cancer?
So yeah, Ruby was born in January, and about a year and a half later in June, I actually got back in the pool, was trying to, get back in shape, and swimming was like the natural go-to for me. I mean, again, we just talked about me running, but it was like not great running. But swimming was always something that I could go to and feel comfortable with. So, I was about a week in to swimming when I started to feel a pain on my sternum. And the pain was like nothing I had really felt before. So I kind of sort of shrugged it off for literally just a few days because I was like, maybe I'm just really out of shape. Like that, maybe that's the deal. But as it continued, I noticed I was like, this is more than that. And then probably by the end of the week, there was some dimpling in my breast. And so when I saw that, I was like,
oh no,
I just kind of knew in my gut that something was wrong. And so I immediately called my primary care physician and was like, they brought me in. And at this point I was 36 years old. And so, they're thinking maybe there's something wrong with your heart, maybe there's something else going on. They wanted to kind of rule out a lot of these other tests because of that pain in my sternum. And so I went through a gamut of testing, and as a result, it was stage 4, de novo. And de novo means that it's stage 4 off the bat, which means that it's breast cancer that has spread to other places. So that pain in my sternum, that was actually the breast cancer in my bones. It's also in my liver, it's in my lymph nodes, and even in my lungs. So that's how I found out.
Oh, no.
And that's like no warning there. It's not like, oh, you have stage 2 and then eventually become stage 4. You're like waiting to hear the results and right away stage 4.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was through a series of tests, right? So they did, the biopsy in the breast and they found the breast cancer, but then they tested the liver spots because they wanted to make sure it wasn't liver cancer and breast cancer. So the liver basically matched up with the breast cancer. So that's how they figured that out.
They were able to figure out where it started, is what you're saying. And it started in your breast and then it spread.
Yes.
That is just so crazy to think how just one day you start getting a pain, and you said it took about a week before you got it checked out, and then like just no pain or anything before that. And oh my gosh, it is just so wild to think of how you were just living your life as normal, and then bam, all of a sudden.
Yeah, I had no family history or anything that would indicate that I should even have that checked out. Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So what's the first couple things that process through your mind? You just had a daughter. She's 1. To many of us, when you hear, if you're not educated, I'll say, when you hear stage 4, you think terminal. We've learned in doing this series a couple of years now that that's not necessarily the case. Like you can live your life with cancer, just in your case and in a few others, it doesn't go away. We did have one friend who had metastatic breast cancer, and I just think that's where it spread throughout her bones. Is yours the same or a little different than metastatic?
It is the same. Stage 4 basically means metastatic, means de novo is just the indicator of like when you're diagnosed that it was stage 4 immediately, whereas some people do have that progression where they start out with an earlier stage and it does spread. And that's because, it could be a variety of different reasons on why that it spreads. You're right in the sense that people are living longer because of treatment opportunities and other types of medicine. But it does not mean that we will ever be cured of it.
And what kind of treatment are you going through currently? Are you still currently doing a certain treatment, or do they have you doing like rounds of chemo? And I don't know a whole lot about the process. So if you want to fill us in, I would really appreciate it, just getting a little more knowledge on the subject.
And from what I remember is you are actively in treatment, but what's the cycle?
Yeah, a really good question. So when I was diagnosed, I went on treatment immediately. Now, with breast cancer, there's tons of different types of breast cancer. Some are more aggressive, some are more receptive to treatment. It really depends. And so I feel very fortunate and lucky that my cancer is one that there are a lot of treatment options. And it also is really receptive to treatment in general. So when I was started, I was on treatment every week, and that treatment was really hard. Physically, like we can just talk about the emotional and mental side effects as its own beast, because a lot of people don't even think about that when they talk about treatment. But physically, that lost my hair, was really sick. And what happens with treatment, especially with metastatic treatment, is that one of two things happens. You stay on the treatment, and if it's working, great. If you end up having side effects that become too significant, where you need to stop the treatment, right? You have problems with your heart. So I get echocardiograms every 4 months because the treatment is so toxic that some people, their heart actually can't manage it. Or in my case, the side effects were actually neuropathy. So I lost feeling all the way through to my elbows, and it started to go from my feet up and up. And so what happens is they basically say, okay, we need to change your treatment plan. We're going to put you on something else. So that's one option. The other option is that the treatment actually doesn't work, meaning that your cancer continues to grow and continue to spread, in which case you need to change the treatment option. So in my case, it was the neuropathy, because future treatment options could also have neuropathy as a side effect. And neuropathy, if it goes far enough, it's going to vital organs. And it doesn't always mean that if you come off of that treatment, that you regain the feeling and whatnot. So we dropped one medicine off, the really, really toxic one that was causing my hair loss and a lot of the other side effects. And so I have been on that same treatment, and I am now just over 9 years of being on that same treatment, which is also extremely rare that people stay on the same treatment for as long as I have. Some people, they continue to have, situations or whatever come up, but I've been on the same treatment ever since. And now, sorry, you asked a question about how the cycle.
It's working.
It's working. Now I go in every 3 weeks for that medicine.
Is it like a 1 day thing, or is it like, I know some people who might get treatment, the treatment is a week in length, and then you go 3 weeks later. How's that?
Yeah. So it sounds so crazy to say this now, but like I drive myself in. I go and sit in the chair. First up, I have labs, so they come and take my blood, and then I head up to the 9th floor. Once the labs are all cleared by my doctor, then I get my medicine, and that's usually taken over the course of an hour. It's like 2 IV bags that I get. There's other meds that I also get occasionally, like I have, because it's in my bones, they also give me a medicine specific for my bones every 6 months. That's another 15 minutes, but that's really not that big of a deal. What's really cool though, this is going to sound weird that I think this is cool, but with future treatments, evolution of the application of the medicine. So I have always gotten this medicine via an IV, which is in my port. So I have a little thing that they can access that goes directly into my bloodstream. As of late, they've now come up with something that is a shot. So you actually can get a shot in your thigh, and it's given over the course of like 10 minutes, I think it is. And so that's the combination. So going from an hour down to 10 minutes in a shot in my thigh and be like on my way was like, it's just crazy that is how long it takes. So yeah.
Does it hurt at all? Like I've
okay,
like,
the shot
over 10
minutes,
like a shot. Yeah.
How big is the needle?
Yo, it's big. It's really big, and it's like thick. It's going in. Ooh. Yeah. So I had tried it.
Next time for us.
So I don't do it anymore. I do have a picture, but I'll send it to you. I don't take it anymore because I'm an active person. I was finding that it was really painful in my thigh, and I couldn't run the next day for it. Whereas some people had no problems. For me, I had pain in my thigh, and I was like, no, I need to run. Like that's my mental outlet. Like this is critical. So I switched back to the IV. If I had my druthers, I would go back to the shot.
I don't blame you. I would be like, no, that I would rather sit for an extra 50 minutes than have that giant ass needle in my thigh.
Yeah, it's pretty intense.
Something I want to know actually is this. You've had this for 9 years, approaching 10. So one, that's amazing. But two, you mentioned the appointments used to be hours, and then it was an hour, and now it could be just 10 minutes. You drive yourself in and out. Like, what are some of the changes? What are some of the positive things that, over the course of 10 years, not just you've learned, but the whole cancer world with research and fundraising that this money has gone to, that you've raised? We'll get to that soon.
Yeah.
Like, what are the positive outcomes you've seen in the last 10 years?
Yeah. I mean, one of the things that I talk to my oncologist about regularly is like, what's the latest that's coming out? And what's amazing is that she has a lineup. Like, she's like, oh, yeah, it's this, and this is coming out, and this is a different type of drug that's showing, an even longer, duration of time. So it's not just like, oh, it comes once in a blue moon. Things are coming out regularly, which is just awesome. And they're addressing things in different ways. So I talked about the shot, right? They're looking at how can we help people's like holistically their quality of life. So not just extending, and hoping that the medicine works. The medicine that I get in my IV versus the medicine in the shot is exactly the same. There's nothing different. It's the application. So when you talk about a single mom who is working and trying to come in, like the difference of 10 minutes versus an hour, and even an hour is being gracious because there's delays in pharmacy, whereas this is a 10-minute shot and the medicine is bundled. Whereas I might have to wait for my second bag of medicine. So if that makes sense, like it's not just like, oh, I'm in there for an hour. It could be way longer, whereas that shot changes it, right? So it's the quality of the life.
Yeah.
It is addressing side effects, and really it's longevity. What's going to work the best? That's really what we're here for, right? So I feel very fortunate that I'm at the Dana-Farber. I feel very fortunate that there is such a strong connection to research at that facility. If you look at where the buildings are, they're actually connected. And so my oncologist is working directly with the researchers on the latest drugs that are coming out. So I feel very fortunate that I live in a place where I have the opportunity to go to that place. Yeah.
Yeah, not
That's
Kalamazoo,
incredible.
but Boston.
Not Kalamazoo.
One of the best, if not the best.
Yeah.
Where are we last cancer question, and we'll have more, but all in the positive light. But where are we today? Are we progressing? Are we maintaining? How are we doing? It's been almost 10 years. Like, that is amazing. Where are we today?
It's really hard not to get emotional about that because it's such a wild number. When I was first diagnosed, it's everybody Googles what the prognosis is, and it's like roughly 20 to 30% of people will live 5 years, and I'm here at 10. Like, that's just absurd, or on the door of 10. So I've been maintaining, and I'm out running marathons. I'm out going to my daughter's hockey game with my husband. We're walking the dog. I'm working full time. Like, I really feel very fortunate that I have the ability to have all these opportunities and see all these wonderful things in my life. My daughter, I thought I'd never see her go into kindergarten and turn 5, and here I'm seeing her in 5th grade. So, and this is why I've had tissues.
Anne.
So,
thank you for just letting it out. That's all I can say. And I just think you are so strong for having to deal with this, but your treatment is working and it's allowing you to live the life you want to live. And I'm just so thankful for the research and the hospitals that have helped you so much on your journey. And we got to give it up for Dana-Farber. I think it's amazing for all the fundraising that you've been doing for them as well to help advance the treatments. And I feel for you so much, Anne, and just I'm so happy that you can just keep going, and we love you.
Oh, thank you.
I didn't mean to make you cry, but what an answer. I love that you're able to go to all those cold hockey rinks up in northern Vermont and around the world, and you're able to take the pictures of your daughter in the penalty box.
Oh, yes.
It's amazing.
That's
right.
Run for you. Travel.
Yes. I love that for you. But let's jump to Dana-Farber here and running. Maybe we'll just go with more running, but at that time you have cancer. You probably never thought you'd run a marathon. Since then, you've run 4. You've raised over $100,000. You're doing another goal to raise over another $100,000 and run around the world. But how did this journey start?
Yeah, good question. So I think many people did crazy things during COVID. Some made sourdough. I picked up running. I just kind of needed to get out of the house, you know. I kind of wish I did sourdough. That'd be good. But yeah, so I just needed does she?
What would you name your starter?
Now she asked me, she'll text me, can you flip it or can you do
you
whatever
gotta feed
these
it and
things?
stuff.
Yeah,
but what would
feed it.
and what would you name your starter if you had to choose? I feel like that's a thing. A lot of people name
Ashley names hers Slato.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know why I thought Marchand, but like you were talking hockey, so maybe Marchand. It's an aggressive type of starter.
There you go.
I like that.
I've heard a good one. I am a big fan of the Twilight series, and somebody named theirs Breadward Cullen. And I was
my God,
these are so good. Breadward. So
that's so funny.
Creative in the sourdough world.
Yeah. But that's funny. It was honestly COVID.
So you picked up running, though. Yeah. I love it.
Yeah, just needing to get out of the house.
You had cancer at least for 5 years at that point.
Yeah, I mean, when we talked about like at the beginning when I was really sick and I was not going out and walking down the steps, waking up and getting out of bed was really hard. Like it was really hard. So I started to get into, I did Peloton, like we got the bike and that kind of started to like it kickstarted my fitness back. So definitely, the biking and then that transition to like needing to get out of the house. And so, yeah. But then I was running with one of my daughter's friends' mothers and started to just talk about it because she was a marathoner. Like she had done a couple and I was just like, what if we do it? And then I was immediately go to the place of like, can I actually do it? I've got this in my bones. Like, is this safe for me to do? And so I had the conversation with my oncologist and she was like, you definitely can do it. You can, this is something you can do. And so she secretly went and called some people on the team and said, there might be somebody, signing up, keep an eye out for her. And so I don't want to say that I got like I got a little, in, but
Cancer
I think
card.
it certainly helped. Yeah.
Well, you said when you were here for the fundraiser episode, you're like, my oncologist probably thinks here's some crazy lady who thinks she can run a marathon. I'll just, they're not going to say no. She has cancer.
Right.
That's like somewhat how it went.
Probably,
but that's kind of how it went. And then you're like, oh, let's raise some money. So at this point, like, what have you run? Like, have you ever done anything that big or anything bigger than a 5K?
Oh no, I did do a half, but that was like many moons ago when I was like just out of college. And that was, the kind of where you're like, oh, should we do this? Yeah, let's do it. And I was like, I hadn't trained or anything. Now I'm at the age where you have to train. You can't just like jump in and do something like that. But no, seriously, I had not run that long of a distance. It had been years.
Diving right in.
So, yeah.
So Boston was your first marathon. Where did you go after that?
So I did all four that I've done.
Was I've only
done Boston. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's
so
kind of
now you're branching out. Here we go. Now we're branching out though. Now Chicago's coming. Are you planning on doing any more of the majors?
I'm doing them all. I'm doing all world majors. So I've got Chicago obviously coming up, and then,
baby.
Yeah, all 6.
Erika's jumping way too far ahead, though. Erika, you got to stop jumping ahead.
I'm not good at this.
You're diving right into your first Boston. You don't run. Everybody thinks you're the crazy cancer lady who wants to run a marathon. Like, what was that next year like when you are, training while going through treatment, learning how to do all that, process it all, fit it all in? What was that year like?
Yeah. I mean, it was wild. I also am like, from a training perspective, I'm like very by the book. Like my sheet says this, I do this the next day, so I'm like very regimented like that. Yeah. And in college, I was actually a distance swimmer. So like I swam the mile and other things. So I would say that I was very well conditioned to be like mentally to be able to do that. And I think the other factor here is I always say, like, I don't have to do it. I get to do it. Like, I get to wake up at 5 a.m. to go out and run some miles. I get to go out and move my body because I know what it was like when I first was diagnosed. And, I'm struggling to get out of bed to go, play with my daughter, those kinds of things. Like, those are the things you think about.
But that's half the battle. If you already have the mental toughness down, you just have to work on the conditioning part. So you are already halfway there.
Yeah, I think that's really true. And it's what I tell other people. Like when they're like, you do this? And I'm like, you know what? You can too, because it's a mental game. Like you guys know, you guys all run. Like it is a mental game out there. So the physical stuff can come with training.
So you have your first Boston Marathon. At this time, was that just the goal? I want to run one Boston Marathon. I'm going to try to raise probably something around 10 grand for Dana-Farber.
Yeah.
Like, oh, yes, we did this. Like after that race, well, first, I want to know how the race went, but I also want to know, like, how did you decide to run 2, 3, and 4 after that, especially number 4, after you landed yourself in the hospital after Boston Marathon number 3?
Yeah, so good question. So the first one was awesome. Like it was such a great experience. The team is really great. It's made of such wonderful people that have this unfortunate common bond. And so I finished that race, and that was the one that was actually in October. So come April was the next year, and I sat that out, and I was like, I had such FOMO. I missed the team. I missed being a part of all of that. And so that kind of is what got me to do it again. And you have your teammates, and I'm sure you guys have your friends too that are like, you're going to do it again? You're going to do it again. I know you're going to do it again. And you're like, no, I'm good. Like, I'm cool. But I wasn't cool. I was like, no, I'm going to do it again. So then I did, the subsequent races. And I think, I have a lot of people that will come up to me and say, wow, it's really inspiring what you're doing. And, it's great that you're raising money for such a great organization and all those kinds of things. And I've had people that have said, oh, I'm actually running my first 5K now because I saw you do that, And so those kinds of things, like, yeah, it just like feels really good to be able to give back to, an organization that's given me so much, and see people also take care of themselves and their bodies in ways that really make an impact, even despite cancer, so.
Well, jumping ahead a little bit again. I loved seeing you on a billboard from the Bank of America. I saw you this past year getting off the tee. I was like, oh my God, it's Anne. I think I took some pictures and I was like, I know her.
I even took a selfie with one when I was in Boston one day and sent it to you. I was like, this is so cool.
It was wild. Yeah. Dana-Farber had, they were doing a tour and they were talking about, I was helping educate people about the new fitness center that's actually at the Dana-Farber where people can go get group exercise classes and other things, which is really amazing. Like there's Reiki, there's acupuncture, massages, there's so many wonderful things at the Dana-Farber. Anyway, I was talking to some people about these opportunities and I was telling them how I do the marathon and they were like, oh, actually we have this relationship with Bank of America. You should apply. And so I applied and I got selected, but it was crazy in the sense that like, I had no idea how big it would be. Like I knew that there was going to be campaigns because my friend on the Dana-Farber team had his poster in like a place. And I was like, that's cool. It's going to raise more money. Yeah. And then it became way bigger. But it was awesome. It was a great experience. And obviously raised more money.
What was that experience like? Like we know Maurice, he got to do it the year before you. And we heard about the photo shoot day. He had like his own, I wouldn't call it his own trailer, but like a bunch of you had a room you went in and hair and makeup, the professional photographers and all that. Like we go to different places. What was that like?
Yeah, they flew me to Texas and, because my story is about, I know. Well, they think about when they're shooting this, it's like freezing cold up here, So,
first class, right? Delta One.
No, but I mean, it was amazing. So they had multiple photographers. They had I had a trailer. It was like crazy. We showed up on set and I think it was like, I don't know, 4:30 or something in the morning, because I run early in the morning. So they want this story to be really authentic. And I want to talk about that in a second, because this is really important to me. But I show up and I'm like, oh my God, there's like 30 people here, like for me, like this is just weird, like we're going to put you in hair. I'm like, let me tell you the things that I don't do before I go my run. I don't do my hair and I don't do my makeup. Like those things don't happen. So, but like, I was like, they were like, we want your hair to be curly, because sometimes I just like slick it back, and whatever. So there was like all these, outfits trying on. And, but the thing that I wanted to say about authenticity that I really appreciated is that, they worked really hard to make sure that the script felt authentic to me, that it was words that I would say. We talk about ringing a bell, and how they were going to show that kind of imagery. And I was like, that's something I will never do. I will never ring a bell. There's never going to be an end to this for me. There's no, okay, you beat it and you're done. Like, no, I'm on treatment for life, for life. There's no ringing of a bell. I don't like the battle language. I don't like saying I'm fighting or anything like that. I'm not doing anything different. I'm showing up to my treatment appointments and taking the medicine exactly like my doctor says, so there's nothing that I'm doing different. And when we talk about battle language, at the end of the day, come the day that, unfortunately I lose my life to this disease, I don't want anyone saying she lost her battle with cancer, because it makes me, especially as a competitive, former athlete and current athlete, really, the idea that this was a fair fight in any way is not true. I've done everything that I possibly could to try and, take care of this disease. So they did a really good job of making sure that this felt authentic. In fact, and part of the video, they show a patient in a room with a doctor and their family. And this patient that they showed was an actual patient. The doctor they showed was an actual doctor. So they really did a good job in making that feel authentic and true, because that's exactly how I'm living. So,
So you weren't just on a photo all over Boston. They made a video, and I know it's posted on Instagram as a reel, and it's probably a YouTube video too. Like, they actually went bigger than what we know other people have gotten before with this. So you were like a key feature here. This is a big deal.
Yeah, there were myself and my friend Martin, who was one of the other athletes that they featured. It was billboards. It was on Spotify. It was on Marathon Day. It was national TV. So they had radio, print, all media channels, really.
You know what? That's a cool experience. That had
it
to
really
be a
was.
cool experience.
It really was.
Shedding light on an unfortunate situation, but such a cool experience to be highlighted. And I think it goes to your relationship with Dana-Farber, because you've run the Boston Marathon 4 years for them. Combined throughout those 4 years, you raised over $100,000. And I think at one point, Dana-Farber only did the Boston Marathon, at least locally, local races. Now I think they're going worldwide. So as far as fundraising events, talk about your relationship with Dana-Farber since day one and how you've built it till today.
Yeah, they have almost all the world majors. They actually don't have Chicago, but I'm raising money on behalf of the Dana-Farber. So, but they have almost all of them. The people are absolutely wonderful to work with. They are just the nicest humans in general. They're very accommodating. They, there's so many wonderful opportunities, going to the Red Sox game or other things that they offer to the team members that are participating in the race. And there's wonderful volunteers, that come out for the long runs. That I have a friend who she wears like the blow up costumes. She comes. She didn't run last year, but she's part of it. So it's a really big family, from staff all the way through to the team itself. And there's even, when I go in for my infusion appointments, like those nurses and doctors, they know about it. They're like cheering you on too. So it really feels like a family.
That is incredible. I love how it just connects everyone, even though there are the unfortunate circumstances. But together as a team, you guys are raising money for such an amazing cause. And do you get to direct your money to any specific part or just Dana-Farber as a whole?
Oh, that's a good question. So our money goes to the Claudia Barr Adams program, which is dedicated to innovative cancer research. And so that is really, and I was lucky enough, I actually got to see a tour of where they do the research. But it's really in innovative cancer research, which obviously, mine is breast cancer, but the treatments that they're doing or the things that they're working on for breast cancer have impacts on lung cancer and brain cancer, et cetera. So there's a lot of times where certain medicines might have applications across cancers. So I feel really fortunate that that's where the money's going to.
What do they think about you? And I asked that question, like, your first year, you're oncologist, like this crazy lady wants to run a marathon. And so they get to know you on year 1, but then year 2, year 3, year 4, like how not trying to say your ego here or anything like, oh, they love me, but like, how could
they not love her?
I'm doing a terrible job of trying to describe this, but what I want to know is, Dana-Farber is such a big part in your life, but how about you? How much are you a part of their whole thing here? Like when you go in, what do they say to you? Because the first year you're just the crazy lady who wants to run a marathon who has cancer and they let you run, but then you run it again and again, and now you've raised over $100,000. How are you to them when they see you every day? Like, are you still the crazy running lady?
I mean, definitely that for sure. I think the Bank of America campaign really like opened it up. Now you have people that like when you're checking in, they're like, were you on TV? I'm like, yeah, that was me.
That was,
but I think
not a big deal.
Yeah, right. I think what's really trippy for me is having my oncologist and the staff that work on the research team thanking me for this. And I think what happens, especially now when we have cancer funding being cut at the at the government level, they are so concerned about what's happening and funding research that they're really appreciative, and it comes through. And I'm like, how can you be thanking me when I am this is my only way of giving back, is trying to raise money for people that are literally saving my life, so they're really appreciative. And it's always funny because they're like, I just play tennis on the weekends, how do you do that? And I'm like, I don't know, like, how do you study all this stuff? Because that stuff is like for the birds for me.
Fighting cancer, morning hockey practices, you're doing it all, and you're amazing for that. I will now let Erika get ahead and jump ahead.
Okay.
Because we know you've run 4 Boston Marathons. We know you ended up in the hospital after that really hot one. But Erika, go ahead. Jump ahead now. Ask her what's on deck and what the future is for Anne Keane.
It's go to Chicago. I know that's your next step.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's going to be an amazing time. We're going to have epic weather. It's going to be a great time. There's going to be no hospital visits post-race. But how are you preparing for Chicago? And then what do you got after that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sticking to my plan. Actually, my plan is right here. I check it off. I draw the line through it. No, I'm feeling good. I've got 20 on deck for it really is. I got 20 on deck for this Saturday, so that's a big one, obviously. But just plugging along. And then I kind of made the decision that I wanted to do something a little different this year and kind of moving forward. And it's really weird to be making plans for 2 to 3 years from now. Like the idea that I haven't been able to think about that. Like, what are you going to do in 2 to 3 years? I don't know. Like, am I going to be here? So,
that's tough.
It's so hard to comprehend. So I'm hoping to knock out, I got Chicago this year. I'll do 2 next year and then 2 the following year. and that's going to nab me that Abbott 6-star medal. So that's my plan. And hopefully over the course of those marathons, I hit another 100K for Dana-Farber. Just because those guys deserve it. They're working hard and they're producing great results. So.
And these are your first marathons outside of Boston, right?
Yes. Yeah. First marathons outside of Boston.
Yeah. Are we still going to keep running Boston? Are we going for 5, 6, 7, and 8? Or are we just 4 and done?
I mean, it's really hard. It's hard for me to say no, but right now, like, I think 2 is enough every year. I'm worried about.
You're going to have FOMO again.
I know. Because then I was thinking about it while I was running this weekend. I was like, wait a minute. If I do these, then it's going to give me 9 marathons. And then I really should hit 10 because that's an even number. The crap that you think about while you're running.
I know. All the time. Yeah. And then it's like, I should really do 11. And then you got to go back to an even number at 12. And then you're like, oh, if I could hit 25, I become like the
You can't just do 13 because you can't leave it there.
Yeah.
Then you got to do 14 because it's an even number. But then 15 is like divisible.
Now you might as well do 20.
Runner's math.
Right. And then at one point you're going to be like, oh, I've turned 50 next year. And if I do 2 more marathons, I'll be at number 50. I need to do it for my 50th birthday. You're just going to keep finding reasons. And I love those reasons for you. So keep running Boston. Yeah. But Chicago is your first outside of Boston. Like, what are you expecting here? I know it's a world major. I know it's going to be, the crowds will be insane. Erika actually says it's her favorite marathon in the world. Like, what are you expecting traveling now for the first time for a big race?
I don't know. I am kind of like somewhat, because you got to remember that I'm not running this for like a set time. Like, I am running to stay healthy. Like, I've obviously put myself in the hospital, not taking care of myself when I was out running. So like, I need to be mindful of that. Like, my daughter and my husband are coming with me on all of these, which is really exciting because we're going to take a couple days off school and we're going to go and do some different things in these different cities, which I think is going to be really just great experiences for her. So I'm kind of taking let's just go out there, let's have some fun, and get some money for Dana-Farber. So it's just trying to take a laid back attack to it. I hear it's very flat, so I'm here for that. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I love that you're doing it for the experience, because that is honestly the most important thing, is that you go out there, you get to see different things, you get to soak up the atmosphere, and it's just going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Time just doesn't matter.
So Chicago this year, what's next? Do you know yet?
Yeah, it'll be Tokyo next, and then I think I'll go Berlin, and then London, and finish in New York. That's the plan.
Well, then let's not forget, we're going to have to do Sydney, then Cape Town, and something else, because they'll keep adding majors. So there's another reason why I got to run another one.
I know. I was like thinking about that too.
I'm like, 6 was great.
Come on, it's Sydney, Australia. Like, that's a good one to add. Cape Town is beautiful. Like, those are good ones to add.
My kid also has to go to college, Like, oh my gosh. These are not cheap places. These are not cheap places.
Well, your kid's going to go to college on a full D1 hockey scholarship. Let's be honest.
Okay.
Maybe she'll stay in state.
She will, because she'll be playing for Boston University probably. And that's a top-notch
there you go.
college.
There you go.
No, you know what? Northeastern. That's the best women's college hockey team out there. They're going to have a brand new, beautiful arena by the time your daughter's in college. It's going to be great.
It's kind of funny you say that, because I went to BU for my graduate, right? So UMass, BU, good hockey schools. We ended up going to a couple of Northeastern games this past year, and she's like dead set on Northeastern. And I'm like,
no way.
Come on. Like, your mom went to these two awesome. Other schools. Yeah. So she's pretty set on it.
Northeastern women's hockey, though, is top notch. Like, there's nothing better right now. And so your daughter knows.
It's pretty cool.
She's got a ways to go, but
yeah.
my daughter, I say, is very talented in everything she does. But I still say today, if she played hockey, she'd be getting a full ride D1. It's just the girls out there hockey wise, they're far and few between. And you go to the Boston Fleet games, right? So she gets to see that, and the sport is growing rapidly for women right now.
Yeah, it's crazy. So like my husband and I swam. Ruby also swims, and she's a very talented. I don't know why I'm pointing at you. She's a very talented swimmer, and has swam since she was little. Hockey, she's only been playing for a couple years. So we've gone to like the swim meets, the college swim meets, and gone to the hockey games. Which do you think is a more exciting sport? People banging on glass, they're playing rally music.
Yeah.
I'm like, why don't they have that at swim meets? They should have that. Where's the Def Leppard? Like, we need all that. We need that energy.
Do you know what song the Northeastern Pep Band plays every game? They play Stacy's Mom Has Got It Going On. It's
yes, they do.
No way.
Yes.
Yes,
it's just the atmosphere.
They do.
And the whole crowd just sings it. It's so fun.
It is.
I love it.
That was such a wild thing when I went to my first game. I was like, I'm sorry, are they playing a song I actually know for like current college students and everybody knows this song? Like I had no idea that was a thing until I went. It's awesome.
You should go to the Bean Pot when the men's team plays at the Garden.
We did
play that.
We went to the men's Bean Pot.
I go every year.
Game.
We need to go and we need to meet there.
Oh, I won tickets and I was like, what? This is amazing. Yeah. So we went and took Ruby and her friend. It was awesome. Yeah.
It's amazing. You're such a great mom.
Yeah.
You do all that. You take pictures of her. Like I just knew you were when you told me last time. She got a penalty. She tripped a girl. I was so happy. And I ran to the penalty box and I took a picture. And I was like, yes. That's
because that's my
her first penalty.
My water polo player aggressiveness coming out. Like that's seeing that in action. I'm like, yes, she can be aggressive out there. It's hard when you first start, you're kind of like a little bit like this, but now she's, pushing it a little bit. So it's awesome.
All right.
Love it. Oh, I'm just happy. It seems like she's having fun. It seems like you're kicking ass in life and just doing a great job. We're not done though.
Okay.
We could probably have thousands of more questions, but we have a couple really big, important questions we need to ask you.
Okay.
These are like some of the hardest questions you will ever get. I don't know if you listen to every episode, but everybody gets these questions.
I know which ones I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Okay.
All right. So mine.
Go.
No stranger.
The first one, you get to take a +1 to our On the Runs pasta dinner. Now, I've changed it up a little bit in recent months. You can't bring anyone in your family. But you can bring anyone in the world, alive or dead. Who are you going to take?
I can't take anyone in my family. Can I take my neighbor friend, my homie? Or no?
Actually,
that's too close.
I got to remember my own rules. You can take a family member who has passed away.
Oh. I'd take my father-in-law.
Oh, that's cool. Tell us about him.
His name is Coleman, and he passed in May, and he was such a big supporter of mine. So he was always cheering me on for our races, and he, loves all his grandkids dearly, and so always wanted to know about Ruby and how her hockey games were, and he was like a big fan of like women's sports, like loved watching Connecticut women's Connecticut basketball. So,
Hell
That's
yeah,
awesome.
Coleman. He's got a seat at the table.
It's a good name too. I like that name.
All right, and it's my turn for our wonderful question.
Okay.
We have a Spotify playlist, and we like to invite our guests to add something that pumps you up, that's going to get other runners off the couch and out on the street. Is there something you would like to add to this list?
Yeah, I love Kesha's Raising Hell. That song is a good one.
I love Kesha.
Yeah, which is kind of unexpected. Yeah.
Perfect addition. That is a great song.
I get to drive my daughter to school, which is the coolest thing. I drive the kids to school. There's no like you just watch them out the window, wait for the school bus. It's like a 20-minute drive. 22 actually. And
nice.
sometimes we listen to a podcast, sometimes we listen to music, and what's really neat is sometimes we'll listen to music she wants to hear. Maybe something from the Barbie soundtrack, like some Dua Lipa, maybe some Lady Gaga. But when you do the Smart Shuffle on Spotify, it always seems to find Kesha. Whenever we're listening to what Adeline wants to hear, it finds some Kesha in there. And she's always like, who's this? And I go, oh, this girl's been around for like 20 years now. She's pretty cool. Like, I went to college on this music. And she goes,
you gotta play her TikTok.
She thought she was a new artist because of TikTok, because of the song TikTok on the
yeah. That was a banger. Like, it still is a banger.
She's like, it must be about TikTok. And I'm like, no, it's not. This
it's not,
original TikTok.
It's so funny that you say this because my daughter will use my phone to like play music, and when we have like a little shower speaker for her shower or whatever. And so in the morning I listen to NPR because I'm that person. And so she wanted to, I had left my phone downstairs and it was going through the speaker upstairs here. And she was like, I was trying to play some music instead of that NPR, but Mom, your playlist, that running playlist, there's a lot of swears on it. And I'm like, like the thing is all explicit. Like it's all explicit, you know, like there's no safe stuff out there. So yeah. She kept like, I kept hearing it, and I kept hearing it. I'm like, why does she keep? There's like different song. It's because they were all swears. Hit the swear next. Hit the swear next.
Well, at least she's hitting
it's
next.
so cute.
Yeah,
I know.
She's like, oh, I can't listen.
She's a good
to this.
kid.
Next.
Yeah.
Oh man, she's a good kid. You're good.
Yeah.
You're great parents. You're an amazing runner. You raise hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Doing so much good. So much good.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm really lucky. I'm lucky. I really am.
We're lucky to know you. We're lucky to have you on our pod fam. This was great.
Thank you.
Let's pump the tires for one more thing, actually.
Yeah.
You make jewelry.
Yes. Yes, I do. I make jewelry. It's like my creative outlet. So I'm not really wearing anything that, I'm not wearing anything that I make right now, but it's my fun creative outlet. And I'm in a couple shops. So, yeah.
Awesome.
Where can people find you if they want jewelry or if they want to follow like your running journey, your cancer journey? Is there like a platform out there that's all Anne Keane, or is it just Instagram? Because I think your Instagram is mostly jewelry.
Yeah, it's my Instagram. So you can find me at AD Jewelry, all one word. And that's where I post stuff on jewelry, but a lot more on running these days.
And we are just so happy that you came on here. Again, we got to get to know you a little bit better. You are still as amazing as we knew you were when we talked to you back in February. So just thank you for spending some more time with us and getting to hang out. And I can't wait to see you in Chicago. We're going to make that.
Yes.
We're going to make that happen.
Yes. See, like my mentality goes right to like, where am I getting deep dish? Like it's like the things on my checklist of focus.
I've tried a few places out there so far. I'm going back for my fourth time. This ought to tell you I love Chicago.
Okay.
There is a place, I don't know where all the controversial places are, but Lou Malnati's. I will send it to you. They have my favorite deep dish.
They also
that gets my number.
sell it frozen.
My favorite.
Yeah, you can buy them frozen. Oh yeah.
Oh, you shouldn't tell me that.
Oh yeah. Because it's like 1,000 calories a slice. Yeah.
We should do a taste test. Let's do a taste test. Let's buy some frozen pizza from Lou's. Let's have it shipped over here. I'll get my special pizza without cheese, Erika. Or maybe they have vegan cheese. And one thing you don't know about me is I'm definitely allergic to dairy. Cheese would kill me. So I've made it 40 years and I haven't died. It's amazing.
Okay. That's why I'm like Lou's.
Yeah. I've always said, though, if I ran into Dave Portnoy doing a pizza review, I'm going to take a bite and risk my life. But
oh, my God.
Regardless of that, let's do a taste test. Let's have Lou's send some pizza in. That would be cool. And we can do it live on the pod. Erika, make it happen. That's your homework assignment.
Check.
And this was so cool. Learning about water polo. Treading water, how physical the sport is, growing up in Kalamazoo of all places, then coming to the East Coast when you could have gone to California. Like, I'm so happy you did. You're a mass hole, just like some of us, even though we're in New Hampshire. I was born in Boston. I'm 3 years of a mass hole. and you're kicking cancer's ass every day, and you're going to kick its ass for the rest of your life. Listen, I feel for you. You're going to have this for the rest of your life, but I love your story. I love your energy, everything you're doing out there. You're not like, oh, I have cancer. You're out there running marathons and raising money and doing what's best and being a kick-ass mom. So you're a rock star. You're a badass. Keep at it. Guys, this was awesome.
Thank you so much. I feel like I am hearing all of those wonderful, positive things. I really appreciate, you guys having me on. It was great chatting with you. I feel like we should end with that weird alarm noise.
Do it. Like one right here.
Do it. Yeah.
Anne Keane on the On the Runs podcast. That was wicked awesome.
Amazing. Thank you, guys.
Oh my God, Anne, you are just as amazing as we knew you are. I'm just so proud of you for sticking with it every day. And I know what you're going through just cannot be easy, but you have such high spirits and you just give it out so generously to everyone. So thank you for everything that you do. We love you.
Yeah, incredible. So fun. That was a great episode. We learned things because when we actually had her on for the fundraiser episodes, we recorded those in February, some even in January, and we dropped them on YouTube early, but the actual episode on the podcast feed came out in April. And between that time, she did the whole Bank of America thing. And we got to hear that. You guys got to hear that here, how that went. That was so cool that she got featured. So now we know two people who've been a part of that, Maurice and now Anne. So that was incredible. And then the whole water polo thing was just that was fun. That was so fun.
I never knew. I never would guess. It's such a cool sport. And I had no idea that you could even play it around here. But I mean, hey, if your school has a pool, go for it.
Yeah.
Mine did not.
Got to shout out some of our sponsors, some of our partners. And thank you so much for doing this, guys, and for helping us bring cool guests like Anne on. My Race Tats and Right Socks. You guys are awesome. And then I do want to shout out, as I said I would, Firefly. And I got them on my feet right now. Some UFOs.
Oh, did you see they make New York City ones now?
I did not see that. That's super cool. So maybe should I get some New York ones? We'll see how New York goes. We'll see how New York goes. Hey, so I got some cool facts for you.
Okay.
All right.
I'm ready.
Before you quit the podcast last week, I was doing some fact checking. I was it's funny when we started this podcast, we would go on and check the downloads every day. We'd be like, oh my God, we got 10 downloads today. Right?
I haven't checked in a while.
Same. I haven't. But recently I did check because it was the end of the quarter. If you work in a business, you got quarters, and the third quarter just ended.
Yes.
So I checked. I wanted to see where we're in comparison to last year, right? So this year, at the end of Q3, we have already surpassed last year's total downloads.
Holy crap,
right? Now, some of you might say, well, Eric, of course you have. You've been dropping 2 episodes a week pretty consistently the first half of the year. And I say no, because when I counted up all our episodes last year, we had 72 drops. And this year, up until Q3, we've only had 62. So not only did we surpass last year, we did it in 10 less episode drops.
Okay, I love that.
That also does not include our 2 Dynamite episodes last year with Bex Gentry, which equaled 17% of our total downloads last year.
Oh my God. Well, that's because everybody loves Bex. We all love Bex.
So I want to shout out every one of our listeners, because we'll do something at the end of the year. I think we've done it each year, a state of the pod, some fun facts of the pod, how we did that year. We're not ashamed. We everything we do is organic. We don't buy or boost post. We don't pay for sponsored ads. We don't pay for followers, because we know there's people out there who do. Everything's organic. The goal for next year is, and you're going to hear a lot more about this because we just did our first ever giveaway. That went so well. But the goal for next year is huge, massive expansion of growth, followers, engagement. And we're hoping to bring on some really cool brands, partners that have some leverage there, and get them organically, but not just we want people to come here and stick around too. So
absolutely. We have fun, you guys. Come on.
Yeah, that's the goal. Like we're doing live shows and expos coming up soon. We're going to be announcing. In fact, we can announce right now, thank God you didn't quit for good. But we will be on broadcasting live. We will be recording live from the Newburyport Half Marathon on the 26th of October. So if you're going to be there running a Millennium Race for, they got a 5K, a half marathon, and a relay. We'll be there just like we were for the 10 miler. I think it'll be a little colder, but that's fine. It's crisp in the morning.
Yep.
And we'll also be at it for the Manchester Marathon. So
yes,
those are happening. I have a goal, guys. Can't promise. Next year, I think I can promise. But I also want to be able to live stream that to our YouTube channel when we're there. That's a goal.
Just as long as we can get the camera to stay on the whole time.
Yes.
We'll keep it nice and cool.
I think we'll use the computer for the live stream. It'll be like a little side view because the live stream will actually have behind the scenes in between. Because I'm not going to ever hit stop on that. So that's the goal. That's the goal. But those are some cool stats I wanted to share with you. And you're a big part of it. So, and the listeners were too, and everything else is really cool. It's cool to see that. So things are good. Things are looking great, guys.
I'm glad you did share those with me because I haven't checked in a long time, but it's nice to know that you guys are sticking with us. We appreciate you so much for listening to us. I mean, I say it every episode and we mean it so deeply. So thank you.
Thank you. All right. So get your popcorn out. Because last week you were at trivia. And
I was at trivia.
The podcast. And I didn't make anything up. I said on the story you weren't going to be there. And I said, that's okay. It's trivia night. You're at trivia night. There's nothing in the contract. You commented on the story too. And didn't show any signs of displeasure. And then I basically said the same thing on the intros. Erika's at trivia night. I clearly said, I'm not upset. I'm not mad. Wasn't sarcasm. And the next morning I get a, what the fuck, dude?
All right. Here
and then
we go.
Quit.
Yep.
Which was a funny, it wasn't real quit, but.
No, I would never quit.
So tell everyone why. Clear your name because you think I made you look bad. So you go ahead, clear your name.
A little bit. All right. So
I did not.
I was, in fact, at trivia. My father was in town. So everybody knows if Donnie Hamill's in town, I got to see Donnie Hamill. How can I go without seeing him? So we arranged ahead of time that we would do actually the recording with Anne. We got to do her recording early. So Monday was a free day
guest for trivia night. Yes.
It kind of worked out. Just we had somebody drop, and so we flip-flopped around, and it worked out for everyone. So yeah, Monday off. Got to hang out with Donnie Hamill. So I'm in Virginia, and I'm coming home. It's Sunday, and I'm looking at On the Run stories, and you get to hang out with Tara. You guys were doing that awesome 5K. I was a little jealous. You got to hang out, and you guys are out there like, oh, hey, this is just showing that you can do content whether you're doing a 5K or a 100 miler. And I was like, all right, that's a dig on me. I get it.
Not the first time I've done that.
I know.
Haven't gotten in trouble
so I was like,
yet
okay.
Before.
I know. So I see I think it was Monday. I was home. I took the day off because exhausted. Got home really late on Sunday from traveling, from running this 100 miler. I'm tired.
And to be clear, you offered to do the tros with me Monday, like at noon, and I had work. I had real life commitments, which is surprising.
Yes, I believe actually you were doing your long run that day because
I did that like
I saw another story.
Yeah.
I saw another story saying like, oh, Erika's not going to be here because of trivia. And then I'm like, what the hell, man? Okay. And we had talked and you're like, I got somebody who's going to sub in. And I was like, all right, cool. We'll get the guest sub. And then the tros roll around and I'm like, dude, come on. Like, you're still giving me shit. So
nobody knew.
So I was like, we talked about this. So I was a little on the downer side because I'm like, he's just giving me so much shit, you guys. And like, we talked about this and it was okay. And so I was just like, fuck this. And I was all mad about it.
And I knew you weren't serious. But like, if I had my phone on me right now, I could go back and read the chat because you did it in the group chat, by the way. And
which is
I do the
exactly
popcorn
why
because
you knew
Tara
I
had the
wasn't.
popcorn meme. And you're like, I told you I would have done it the week before. I go, no, that's a rule. We don't do that. And you're like, lies. And I'm like, bullshit, whatever. And you're like, I quit.
So you knew I wasn't serious. Yeah, you knew I wasn't serious because I put it in the group chat.
The conversation went on between other things, right? In the group chat. And you purposely turned it off because you could see when you view it. And it was hilarious.
Yep. I didn't look at it all day long. I was like, I have to work today. And I'm also not happy about that part. So I'm just going to ignore it. And then I cooled off a little bit and I was fine. So, but I got to give your sister props. She was wonderful and it was good to finally get her on the podcast. I'm just sad that I wasn't there to join her, to get to talk to her a little bit too. So hopefully we can get her back around the New York City Marathon.
I might have to bring her back next week because you're missing next week. You're missing 2 out of 3 weeks.
Yes,
unless
but I will be in Chicago.
I offered to send my microphone because you don't want to send yours. I offered to send it to your hotel.
I don't want to be responsible for a microphone.
Oh, bullshit.
Like, no. Do you want me to really bring it? I am checking a bag, so I'll just put it in the bag.
Nope.
If you want me to, I'll do it.
Because I promise
Sunday
not
night,
to get in the way of thing I cannot say.
I might have a couple of drinks, but I'll record on Sunday.
If anything... Oh, that might be an option. Do you want to do that? By the way, I've had 2 people ask me now about when's the Chicago recap recording. I said that's on Erika if she wants to do it. But
yes, somebody has reached out, and I don't know. I'll figure it out.
Well, anyways,
working on it.
I got to figure out next week. I don't want that is an area I won't touch. I don't want to take away from your vacation time. I don't want to take away from Donnie Hamill either.
Oh, Donnie Hamill's already at this point. He's home. So,
but when I do my intro next week and go, Erika's drunk on flatbread pizza or something in Chicago, hanging out for a few extra days in the Windy City, taking her PTO, maxing out the year. She could use it or lose it. I'll figure it out for next week. We do need to do. We don't need to do a recap. You know what we could do? Here's an idea. We could do an end of the year New York City, Chicago recap, or that's just too late. That's too late. Whatever. We'll figure it out. If you want to do a Chicago recap, if you have a blast and you want to get a few of those people who've been DMing us on to do a recap, I'm down for it, but I can't promise I'll be there for that recording because we can't record on the Monday after Chicago, and the Monday after we have your friend in town who's recording with us in person. So
yes.
And we got to fill in a few more, but I'm totally down if you want to run the show just like you did last year for your Yeti, and I will very more than likely join you, but I'll let you plan the time instead of working around me because my schedule's tough. I only have Monday nights and Sunday nights. So
I'm literally going to have 1 or 2 days where I could squeeze it in before it's not relevant anymore. So let me see if I can actually swing it.
Well, I mean, the way you go with your photos, like anything within, 30 days is relevant time. So
you guys are lucky if I post anything, but I want it for myself too. So they'll eventually go up.
Again, nothing new. It's nothing new what I did. And I was like, you can't be mad. So I might
see low expectations. So when I do stuff, it's great.
Well, gotta do something. Have you sent some emails out? Have you been checking my show notes?
Yes.
Oh, you have?
Yes.
Okay.
I have a reminder for every Tuesday, which is the day that all of these drop, that I read the show notes.
That's how you do it. You got to set some kind of reminder. Good job.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes. I'm on that. I'm on that because spelling mistakes make me angry.
Nice. All right. Well, when I told you already, like I got your job for our next couple live shows, you're in charge of tickets and merch, and Tara took over and did t-shirts that finally you might wear.
It's a tank top. She did great.
But I prepared something in the theme of trivia night. I got some trivia questions for you because now next time when you have a trivia night, I'll be just like, no, we can do it here on the pod. Are you ready for some trivia? Let's see if you're any good at trivia.
Sure. I will try.
All right.
I like to say I'm good at trivia, but it all depends on what the topic is.
All right. How many times a day, on average, does somebody unlock their phone?
Oh, man, that number's got to be pretty big. I'm going to venture a guess and say 200 times.
Oh, my God. So close. 205 is the correct answer.
No shit.
Yep.
I was just thinking about how many times I do it, and I was like, I'm on my phone a lot. So It has a 2-minute timeout screen. So if I'm not looking at it the whole time, I'm having to unlock it a lot.
All right. If you paid attention to Anne Keane's episode, what song is played at almost all the Northeastern Athletic games by the Pep Band?
Oh, man. I forgot. I'm gonna cheat. Where's the Anne notes? I don't know.
Stacy's Mom.
Oh, my gosh. That's right. Okay.
All right. Here are some questions you should get. So you're 0 for 2 so far. Well, you know what? I'm going to give you the first one because you're within 5.
Okay.
All right. But these have to do with your favorite TV show, New Girl.
Okay.
So you should get all these.
Oh,
In the pilot episode, why does Jess need to find a new place to live?
Oh, because her boyfriend was cheating on her.
Ding, ding. But bonus points. What was her boyfriend's name?
Spencer.
Oh, my God. Wow. All right.
I'm not
What
lying
is the
when
name...
I said I saw it a whole shitload of times.
What is the name of the bar owned by Nick and Schmidt?
Technically, it's the Griffin, but it doesn't actually have a sign that says it. It's just like a symbol.
Oh my God, you know way too much. What is the safe word that Nick and Jess use during Pepperwood?
Apricot.
No.
Apricot. Yeah, it is.
No. Peaches.
Yes. No, it's apricot.
Mhm.
It's
Google
apricot.
says peaches.
Oh, Google's very wrong. I will stand by this one.
What character is known for being a douchebag?
Schmidt.
What brand was on the moving truck when Nick almost moved in with Caroline?
Oh, that's a weird one.
It is.
Brand?
Because it's U-Haul.
Not a U-Haul. No.
Yeah, it was U-Haul, but I don't
Was
know.
it?
I don't know what that might have to do with the actual show.
I think it's like move something, like MOV. I don't know.
Okay. What country did Cece get kicked out of? No. What country did Cece's roommate, Nadra, get kicked out of?
I assume you mean the Russian one?
Oh,
She got kicked out of Russia.
It was Germany.
What?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Where are you getting these?
Google. Google.
Who is the roommate? Is it Nadia?
What country did Cece's roommate, Nadra, get kicked out of? Nadia.
Nadia. And
Nadia.
she's Russian. Oh, I thought she got kicked out of Russian, and that's why she had to move to be a model.
Got kicked out of Germany.
Yeah,
What
interesting.
number is the loft apartment?
4. Oh my gosh, I should know this. 401.
Nope.
I don't know.
Nope.
They're on the 4th floor.
1D.
4D. Oh, it's 4D. I knew it was a 4.
Well,
it's
it says
4.
1D.
Wait, your Google is not giving you right answers. They're on the 4th
Nothing
floor.
wrong with Google. Nothing wrong.
Yes, there is.
All right,
yes, there
last
is.
one. How many voicemails does Nick leave Julia before they break up?
Like 7, 11. I don't know.
Yes,
something
7. Good.
She sent him a cactus. What does it mean?
Going to end on top there. Going to end on top.
I
All
do
right.
know a lot about that show.
Couple things you have here. Pterodactyl. Congratulations, U.S. Women's Mid-Amateur Tournament.
Girl, you did so good. We're so proud of you. What a cool experience.
Super cool. Chicago
Love
next
you.
week. Are you going to try to do a meetup?
I sure am. And I'm glad you're looking at the thing because I forget where I said I was going to meet up.
Just doing my job, looking at show notes here.
Yeah.
I've been trying
See,
to get you to do it for 188 episodes, but you still
I
don't.
put them in when I think of them. And when
you
I'm
put
also
them in
like,
because
I
you
need to...
knew I was mad.
And also I needed to remember this stuff. So I was thinking, whoever's going to be out in Chicago, I don't know what people's plans are, but I'm going to be around from Friday to Tuesday. So basically, you can send me a message if you're looking to meet up.
That's what
But
I was going
I
to
was-
suggest. Have people, if someone wants to meet you, DM Eham.
Yeah.
And my advice, do go out to a cool shakeout run or something. I think I'm going to do it in New York, and I think I know which one I'm going to try for. So there's only one that I'm actually paying attention, like trying to get the details, and it's going to be at night. And I'm not going to tell you guys who
Not yet.
until you see it. Yeah.
Well, I actually do have two shakeout runs planned, so who knows if that's a good idea. But Friday night, I am doing a shakeout run with the Vernons, and I'm joining a Peloton shakeout, and Matt Wilpers is going to be there, Marcel Dinkins is going to be there, and Jocelyn Thompson-Rule from London is going to be there. So I'm going to see at least a couple of pod fam there. I think that's like you have to sign up, so there might be a wait list at this point. But hey, would love to see you if you're going to be out that way. It's going to be you meet somewhere near the Navy Pier.
Awesome.
And then I'm doing.
You go.
And then I am doing the Chicago 5K on Saturday morning. So that's the big 5K. It's going to be awesome. If you're going to be there, hit me up. I'd love to see you. And then I was thinking, like, I could meet up at one of the parks, like maybe mid-afternoon, like, or mid-morning before lunch or something, if anybody wants to meet up. And then, of course, race day's happening. And I figure maybe we could do like a drinks meetup, just have a celebration drink post-race. So I'll hammer out all these details. We'll try to pick a place and really just send me a DM because I am cool to work around your schedules. I don't really have a whole lot going on, but I'd love to see you if you're out there.
Awesome. Well, have a blast. Get content, please.
Yes, buddy. Yes. I will bring my mic. I will make you happy and bring the mic.
You don't need to do that. I'm going to find somebody, or maybe I'll drop a classic or something. I don't need to make you work. I don't need to get you mad. We don't know when we'll be back, but we will be back. Erika's not quitting the pod. She's stuck with
I'm not
us
quitting
forever.
the pod. I'm not going anywhere, you guys.
Have a blast. Don't forget, guys, follow us on Instagram, subscribe to YouTube. I've been threading lately, and no, I'm not talking trash about you on Threads, Erika. Spotify, video comments, 5-star Patreon. Do it all. Help us really. 2026, guys. The crazy goal here. 10,000 followers. Crazy goal. We're
Let's do
22% there. So that's a crazy goal. But let's get there.
We can do it. Why not? I believe.
There you go. All right, Erika, take us home.
I'm going to give one extra shout out to our amazing sponsors. We got My Race Tats and we got Right Socks, UFOs and Firefly. You guys are great. Thank you for everyone for listening to us. Even we may fight and we may argue, but
we're real.
You know we love you.
Don't fear the code brown.
And don't forget to stretch.
Oh, I sent you the thing yesterday of 29 all day.
So it's my birthday.
Right now.
Right now.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Schmidt. I'm 29, folks. What's up? 29? 29?
29? 29?
What's that
mean?
Just
the fact that they yelled that out the window at him. Wait, what does it mean?
Yeah.
That's a whole episode. It was Schmidt's 29th birthday, and that's all he would go around saying, 29? So now whenever I think of my age, I'm like, 39? I'm 39? I can't believe people yelled that at him out the window. At least call him Max. That's his real name. Or Schmitty. I would be like, we built this, Schmitty. We built this, Schmitty, our Tootsie Rolls.
Can you please not tell anybody I just did that? That feels embarrassing. Actually, you know what? I don't care what people think.